Good morning, what is going on, guys? Hopefully you're having a good day. Thanks for taking a few minutes to hang out with me here on the channel. So today's video, I think I'm finally going to get through finishing the Del Sol. I think I mentioned a while back when I last worked on it that I probably wasn't going to film it, but finishing it up. But I went through and I did some more stuff, and now there's only very minor things that need to be done for this thing to actually fire up, so that way my brother can drive it home and then it's out of my hair and he can do the break-in procedure and hopefully nothing happens to it. So on the agenda, I'm just going to jump right into it. So I think the last thing that I made sure that I remember having to do is make a new turbo drain line, because the one that was on the car has a fat crack in it, so it's obviously not going to work. I have to make a little intake for the turbo. That should be pretty easy. It's just the filter won't sit on the turbo compressor housing because it will hit the engine block. I have to top off the transmission fluid, and then, not necessary, but just want to get it done so it's just done, is run a vacuum line for the boost gauge. So 4 little things, and this thing should be good to fire up. It does already have the oil and stuff in it, and it already does have coolant. So with that being said, let's just jump right into it. I think first things first, clean up my little work area here because I was doing some intakes on a 370 the other day. And then we'll pull the car forward a little bit, get some space, get the front end up, start on this drain line first. Alright, so I know it's hard to see, but on the other side of this downpipe to the side there, you can see the drain line coming off the turbo. And then we got the fitting here, so it's gonna be a little slightly tricky, but should be straightforward. And then yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and just make that really quick. And then sorry for the abundance of light on my head, but yeah, let's get started on that. So I'll grab the fittings. Looks like I probably just need a straight fitting and then maybe a 45 for off the turbo to kick it towards me this way, and then we'll just measure up our line and get the cutting, flare it out, or well, not flare it I guess, but yeah, cut it, install it. It's a slight issue. I just went to go put a fitting on. Fittings that I have, which are -10, are way too big for those. I have -6s, too small for those. Then I forgot that I didn't throw this one away yet, because this is the torn one right there. These must be -8s, so it has the same -8 on the turbo, and it has it on the pan as well. So looks like I won't be making the drain line today, because I'm gonna have to order some, because the fittings, well, the hose fitting store for this is like an hour away almost. This is a long time gap between these clips, so ever since that drain line issue on the last clip, it's been probably 3-4 weeks now. Again, this is my brother's car. He has not been taking any initiative to get it done, so I'm finally just gonna say screw it. I cut my knuckle. I didn't realize that. So I went out of my way. I hit him up. I was like, hey, drain line's dead after that last clip. He was like, all right, when you have time, go get one and I'll pay you for it or whatever. So I was like, shoot, fine. So I finally found some time on lunch one day at work, because I work over by where the hose place is. I went and got one made, and I just slapped her on really quick. I don't know if you can really see it under here. So, oh, there it is. So drain line's on, and this one is just made of like high temp rubber. It's good for like 200, 250 degrees, which is more than this wrap downpipe is going to produce. And I have some DEI heat seating I want to put on it. So all that's left now is ideally to drive it, a vacuum line for the boost gauge, but for the break-in period, I really don't think that we want vacuum. So I think this thing's about ready to start. I was going to wait for him, but he doesn't want to start it himself. I've never started a fresh motor. He's never started a fresh motor. But one of us has to do it. So I'm just going to say screw it. I am about to pull the spark plugs out just to, I think I'm going to add just a couple drops of oil in each thing, because I've read that you want to try and help lubricate the upper cylinder walls. But either way, I want the spark plugs out so that way the motor cranks easier to help get the oil up there in the passages. And then obviously we're going to unplug the distributor. We're going to unhook or unclip the injectors. And then we're going to, yeah, primer up. I don't really know what I'm doing, honestly. I'm terrified, especially since this isn't my engine, and even though I don't even know if my brother's going to drive it at this point, because it's been sitting for so long, he's probably lost motivation, but I just don't want to be the one to run the engine. But I don't know. It's either going to work or it's not. We didn't build the engine, so we're kind of going off the engine builder's word that everything is good in time and all that. So yeah, let's pull the plugs out, make sure the battery is not completely dead. Probably going to have to put the jumper on it because it's been sitting for a hot minute. And let's crank it. Before I pull the spark plugs out, I am going to go inside and make sure that we have the oil pressure gauge hooked up. We are running a glow shift oil pressure gauge, but I want to be able to see physically that we have oil pressure, especially once the car starts. For priming it purposes, I don't know if the gauge will really tell us much, but for when it's idling, I want to make sure that we keep the oil pressure up where it's supposed to be and that nothing crazy happens. But you know, it's kind of dark under these tarps, so shout out to Odell FI, I think that's how you say it, or Delphi, I don't know. But these guys hit me up and they sent me out 2 of these headlamps because they saw that I've been starting to use these a lot. I've been using some Amazon ones. They're not terrible. They're really bright actually, but the battery life on them kind of does suck. They're more for runner lamps, and the only gripe about them really is that they're a little on the bulkier side. So when you're trying to lay flat light in a car, you got the big like brake light looking thing on the back of your head. A little bit problematic. So these ones are a much more slimmer design, so let's unbox this really quick and try them out. So we got our charging cable there and our headband here. So it looks like we got the LED strip here and then the lamp on the side, so turn that on. Oh, that's actually pretty darn bright. Yeah, let's try it in the car. Only thing I do notice is that the headband's a little on the thinner side, so your forehead does get a little bit warm, because this is actually a pretty darn powerful LED. But otherwise, it's comfy, and it's got the button on the side here. We can switch modes, so you can do like brighter, if that's the right button, off, and then you got that one, and then dull. Got the side light like that, so you can, I don't know what the difference would be honestly, but it's nice to have the options. But yeah, if you guys would like to get one of these for yourself, be sure to hit the link in the bio, or in the description, sorry, not the bio. But yeah, so I'm gonna wire this up really quick, pull the plugs, and we'll prime it up. Alright, spark plugs are out. These are obviously unhooked. Distributor is unhooked. I got the oil pressure gauge wired in just temporarily enough. He can rewire it later. Yeah, so I remember that I don't have enough coolant, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just I'm going to prime it, and then I'm going to make sure everything sounds like it's rotating good, nothing's broken at that point, and then I'm going to go get some coolant and then come back because I don't have enough in here. And then we're going to finish priming it and then fire it up, and hopefully it goes smoothly. So let's cross our fingers. We don't have our battery charger because my brother used it on his work truck and never brought it back, so we have the little jumper pack here. Hoping for the best. We'll see. Alright, so I'm going to just take a little bit more of this Motul break-in oil. I'm just using a straw because I don't have anything else. Just suck up just a little bit, just to drop some of it on top of the piston. Just make sure some, yeah, in each cylinder. Just to try and get a little bit of lubrication on the top here. Don't know if this is what you're supposed to do, but some people on the internet said this is what they did to help make sure the upper walls have lube. And I feel like if we're just pumping it right now with nothing in it, we can't hurt it. Jumper's dead, it must be.
It's still clicking away.
Yeah, I'm getting nothing in here. Alright, went and got some more coolant quick. I'm actually going to get the no spill funnel on here and top it off. We'll prime it a little bit more. We got the jumper cables hooked up because the battery pack things that we had kept dying. So, be right back. It's topped off with coolant. It didn't want to take the funnel. The lid didn't want to screw on this, so just doing it like that. Yeah, let this charge it for a sec and prime it a little bit more and then hook everything back up. Alright, so the oil pressure light finally goes off while we're cranking. So that should mean that we're good on oil pressure. Been cranking for probably a total of 5-10 second spurts, probably 6 times, 7 times now, so I think we're going to be good. Hope for the best. Alright, so let's prime it really quick, see if the fuel pump even primes, because it's supposed to have a Walbro in here, I think, so here we go. I mean, I didn't really hear anything, but I can't hear anything over the fan anyway. So I suppose we just crank it. Moving. Adrenaline is freaking pumping. Yeah, I think we just let it bleed for a few minutes. Check it and then fire it again. And then kind of let it do its thing. It sounds like it might need a valve adjustment. I'm sure it's probably pretty typical, especially once the metal parts start getting warmed up and stuff. But yeah, there she is. All right, it sounds good, but we have an issue. I noticed after letting it idle for a minute, I looked at the back because I wanted to kind of get a better listen to the exhaust, because it does have a full exhaust off the turbo, and I noticed there was a little bit of like dripping from the tip, and I was like, condensation, but then I got back there and it smelled really strongly of fuel. So took a little swab, smelt it, and then I even noticed there's some stuff spitting onto the pavement. So it was fuel. I've gone through, I shut the motor off, so it's only been idling. It's only idled itself for probably 4 minutes now. 4 or 5 minutes tops. So we should still be all right. I checked the oil. I made sure to top it off because obviously when you fire it up, especially on a dry engine like that, oil goes to passages and goes to the filter and stuff. So it was only down a little bit. Oil is completely full. I smelt the dipstick and I smelt inside the valve cover. There's no fuel smell in there, but I did pull the spark plugs. Cylinder 1 smells pretty strong of fuel, but the other 3 just smell like the mineral oil. So, which is because, like I said, I poured some in there. So the other 3 are fine. So I do believe that we have a stuck injector, which does suck, but thankfully it's an easy fix. So there is a place out here called AUS Injection. I've used them before for my Del Sol and I think my Miata, and they also sell injectors, but they offer a cleaning rebuild service, and it's cheap and it's fast. So they usually have it done overnight. But either way, they've been sitting for about a year, so I'm sure they're just gummed up. But it idled fine, and then I did get some more notes or tips on breaking this engine in, doing what I'm doing right here. So shout out to Casey and Devontae in the DA9 group chat that I'm in for K-Swap DA9s. They are familiar with this type of stuff. They've built engines before. So they have informed me next time I do it, clean the injector, make sure the tune is good for the injectors, which it should be because it was running on this setup before. But once all that stuff is good and everything is apparently good, then we fire it up, and then we hold the idle up to around 1600 to like 2400 RPM for like 10 to 20 minutes and seat the rings like that. And then we change the oil, which we knew to change the oil after the initial idle break-in, after the coolant split and everything. And then we change the oil, put in some other stuff. We're just gonna buy some like whatever. Right now it's on the Motul 1040. And then after that, we drive it like a grandma for 500 miles. I figured since my brother is going to be the one doing the break-in, he's limited on time anyway because he has his daughter and his business. So probably 30 minutes a day, driving probably 40 miles a day maybe. I don't know, 30 miles a day. Something like that until it's broken in. That'll give it all the heat cycling it needs, and we should be good to go. So I'm going to try and call him really quick, let him know the news, and get back to you guys, because I don't know if there's much else we can do. But it runs, and we finally freaking heard it. But of course, always got to be something, right? Alright, so I think I'm going to have to end this video off here, leaving the Del Sol as it sits, back on jack stands once again. So I'm pretty sure it is that stuck injector, so kind of just going to be waiting on my brother. He's just got to set some money aside, and then once he lets me know he has the extra $100 or whatever for me to pull the injectors and drop them off, then we'll do that. So I hate to do this because I really want this car to just be done so you guys can get the gratification of seeing it done, and I can get it out of here and the gratification. So anyways, guys, I do apologize for yet another Del Sol video lacking with it being finished up. But if you did enjoy the video, be sure to let me know in the comments down below. If you want to help support the channel, subscribing is the best way to do it. Hopefully you've considered doing so by now. I'd greatly appreciate it. Leaving likes and comments helps push the video through the algorithm, which in turn helps me. So anyways, guys, merch is in the bio or description at the Big Cartel, and so are my products. Do what you love, forget the rest, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace out.